Good morning, everyone. Oktabyte here, and welcome back to Let's Play Factorio. Yeah, going to sneak in this episode. So let's start by adding the coal line of the last system. Actually, let's completely finish the system this time. Once again, sped up. As I said, I will probably don't change that format again. And now this train can finally receive its coal. Perfect. And yeah, that's nice. Next up, next up, I have to add the train stations, and since it doesn't fit, I'm thinking about changing it up a bit. But this seems it's a little too short. So instead of connecting it down there and mining a bit of stone, I will go up instead. That should work out a lot better since I got enough space then. And they are offset by a little bit, which is really nice. It doesn't make that much of a difference on the vertical, but no, it doesn't make that much difference on the horizontal, but it does make it on the vertical. And then I needed to add some of these stations, which first the signals didn't want to work. So, well, I removed them and placed them a little bit differently, and yeah, then I added a few changes here and there. Move that over there, go. So, and now the system is circular again. Well, now it is circular, to be exact. So let's see. Next up, I'm going to grab the iron crane, since it is since I need to align it. So yeah, just tell it it's iron in the inserters and go. And let's just wait for it. I doubt this is the good spot for it though, which means we're going to change it a few times afterwards. But oh well, now we can finally start extracting iron. And this is quite a few iron that is used here at the moment. We're going to need more, I have to admit. But this is just to get started, grabbing a few more things and then getting the circuits into the inserter area. And well, the system, once we changed the lights up there, worked out perfectly well again. Okay, next up, since we got iron now, we can finally start getting everything down there to run. Okay, first let's get the circuits. Perfect. Now that we got the circuits, everything works perfect. Well, it's not running yet, so let's connect everything up. I had to go a little bit to the left to make sure that everything runs, especially these, I can't go above the 4 or 5 wide track systems, so I had to go where they are 4 or less. And then I ran out of transport belts, which made me grab a few more. I really need to make sure that I update that at one point, so that it actually produces the underground belts and stuff as well for me. And I noticed the coal train is out, which made me wonder, is there anything there? Shouldn't there be a radar? And I sent the train to go, and it took a while for it to start because, well, that's usually how it is, since the trains are blocking each other out and it's not a redundant system. And I noticed, well, I missed that thing. Okay, hop back onto the train and run back. Now we got coal again, which is nice. And yeah, hopping off, checking that everything runs or is running, and continue to extend everything. And yeah, these are still working. One of the two trains doesn't actually get that much coal, but since it's going to stay there for a long time, and in the end it's not going to use that much, it's not that big of an issue. Then we can see I switched it up so that we can finally do everything. And now we got iron running into the first few things, so we can finally start getting some gears for the inserters. And then I started crafting something like 15 of these splitters. Once again, I'm using the old ones, and I have to reload because I was stupid and ran into the train. Well, I noticed that the coal was running out, so I grabbed a few things and went to the coal station. This time walking because I already knew where it's going to be, and if I took the train it would take forever. Now that the system is fixed again, don't ask me why the byte has attacked that thing randomly. In the end, if we have robopods there, it shouldn't be a big issue anymore. So I have to connect everything up again. Whatever, not that big of an issue, I guess. Connect that up here and there. Dodge the train once again because, well, dying isn't fun. And then connect everything up again. As I said earlier, this time I'm splitting stuff. And now I made a mess because I had iron on both sides, which I need circuits on one. And then, yeah, and then I decided, well, let's wire the stuff somewhere. And then I noticed, well, actually I need to split up both things. So I combine them into one, and then it should work. And then I made something which is kind of risky since it can stuck at random. But whatever. 90 degrees angles. I don't even know if they aren't fixed yet. I think they should be, though. Okay, let's see. Going down, adding a splitter to make sure that stuff works, since since we need them at a different place as well. And then I decided, well, actually, let's do it differently. Okay, we split them off since we don't need iron plates for the smart inserters. And connect them up. Tons of little circuit, transfer belt stuff. And now we are finally producing green inserters. Perfect. Since the input rate is pretty low, we are still not producing any blue ones though. But okay, oh well. And then I decided, well, actually I don't need that much. I had to figure out again how that stuff works. The shift middle click or control middle click, I did forget, and one of them cleared the inventory. I don't even remember now. It has been a moment since yesterday I recorded that stuff. I have to sneak in this episode since I'm still busy, but yeah, I'm currently waiting on something, which means I have a little bit of time. But since I need to render and upload it today, which means I'm going to have to see if I can get another episode running. As I said, it takes about 4 times as long to record this episode and twice as long to wait for the rendering, simply because it's a lot more footage and I need to redo that. Yeah, once again, I forgot which button does which, since I haven't played Factorio in something like 3 days. Okay, now we're also getting additional stuff, but it didn't work quite well yet, since, well, something was missing, and that was iron. So I switched everything up, removed some of the circuitry so that it's on the correct sides again, and then we're finally producing the long-handed inserters. Perfect. The only thing left are some other stuff, and now I'm getting really annoyed because all these construction robots get destroyed, which is annoying as hell. Don't want to rebuild them unnecessarily, but they get destroyed a lot. So, well, I decided I would create a few more by taking some of the batteries and filling up the stuff with some more electric motors and throwing the rest back into the chest. And then I created something like 16 or something. Oh, 19, wow, quite a lot of these things, to speed up the process of actually removing these parts. Once it's done, everything will be nice. And then I did check the oils, and, well, at the moment we're not using that much. We're barely using any plastic. I don't quite know why, but we don't. Which means I'm going to have an overproduction of the petroleum gas, and once that's full, I don't need to worry about it anymore. I might make solid fuel out of it at some point. No, I did check how many barrels got filled in the time frame and checked on how much oil was stored. Since we have a huge amount of oil stored, I said I don't need to worry about this for a long time. I don't know if we are actually only consuming that little oil or little energy at the moment. Could be. I don't know. I have to check the mines again in some later episode. But that's it for the moment. Well, I don't need to know it right now. and the amount of drones needed is continuously dropping. So soon we will be able to finish everything. And then one of these things got attacked, so I decided, well, let's repair them. No, let's build additional defenses, which should prevent that from happening in the future. And then one of my drones got attacked, and I got really annoyed, so I placed down another station with weapons. I have yet to see if that actually does something, but I hope that. But I think I saw them running that way, and if they run into that, they shouldn't steal my construction robots anymore. And then we ran into the first issue where the iron train was trying to go somewhere where it shouldn't go. You can make the circle itself completely a one-line system, and that's probably what I'm going to have to do at some point. Because yeah, if it's a single system, they don't drive into it, and since we have two-way system everywhere else, it doesn't create these ducks. At the moment, it's a bit more efficient to not do that though. So if you don't have trains that have to cross it, you can improve your rate of transfer by adding these 4 spots in there. Well, probably have to remove them at some point though. And then I noticed that I need signals placed a bit differently, since they were blocking each other, which was sad. Well, and then I decided, let's increase the rate at which we are extracting iron, just to find out, well, actually I should probably store them. So once again, I added a few more things, a few more chests, and now everything should run a lot better. Then I decided, well, how about me doing it on 2 layers instead? That should help with the rate. Yeah, still some drones removing wood from the area, but since we got a lot of them now, it should probably go pretty quickly. It's only something like 200 left, and they are constantly running. Oh yeah, that's going to be good for the energy once that runs out. Well, since we have quite a stable supply of fuel, we shouldn't need to worry though. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, I didn't even check if it's maybe the coal that's getting burnt instead, but whatever. Yeah, so maximum it uses 1 lane of that stuff, and it prefers the other stuff. Okay, then I decided, well, let's get into blue potion production. So, well, I grabbed some smelters to just smelt it. I think steel is a byproduct of iron, which I don't need to transfer into trains. Just create it wherever it's needed directly from iron. It reduces the train load, and that's nice. That's important. Then once again, some of these inserters, place them down and up and left and right to make sure that everything is working. And then I decided I need another track where I can unload that stuff, and it didn't work out with the spacing. So I said, well, let's do it the other way around, connect everything up. That's going to be the correct spot. I should have probably increased the length of that stuff, but it works out barely, so whatever. No path. Yeah, I noticed that we have an issue if I do it like this, and decided, can I connect this thing down there? Then I decided, well, actually, if I did it like this, that's a little too low, so let's move it up 1 spot. It increases the load on that system, but in the end it should work. Then I decided, well, actually it's enough for me to work, and yeah, throw in a chest, noticing that it is the wrong one, crafting some red wire, and crafting a smart chest instead. And well, I noticed actually we have the other system thingy, so if we don't have enough, there they are, green inserters, we can do that stuff. But instead I'm using a passive provider chest in case I ever want to have smart inserters on me. And then I had to filter it to say only the green ones should be extracted. And then I extracted the batteries, connected them up to a single stream. And then we need steel and advanced circuits. Yes, advanced circuits. had to make space for that though, since, well, the coal line was running right there where I needed them. I don't actually need tons of these things. So, well, yeah. I ran out of transport belts again. And marked that one spot for deconstructing. Did you notice this time how the all the deconstruction markers disappeared? I don't know if that is something because of a timeout or because it actually got removed. I have to rewatch the video. I was focusing on something else, like when recording, so I didn't notice. Let's see. So this is going to go somewhere. I needed to have it upwards, and then I decided that doesn't work out. And then I decided, how can I switch this? And I ran around a bit and checked where it would land up. This is quite a tricky task though, and it took me quite a long time to figure out how I want this to work. And I noticed, well, this blocks the exit, and that's bad. I need all my steel production. And I tried to do it like this, but this doesn't change anything. So I tried some other things which didn't work out. There are quite a few solutions to this problem though, and I'm going to figure out one of them that's actually working. Yeah, you can see that this doesn't work at all. Some miserable attempts. Whatever. As I said, I figured out one at some point. Yeah, just do it the other way. Connect them up, and now it's working. It should work at least. I didn't test it at that time. And once again, the iron chain got stuck, so I checked that to go into a circular shape so that it doesn't have to cross the stations anymore, which should probably fix this problem completely. As I said, at some point I might have to remove the inner ones of the circle thingy, the inner lights, then add one more of these lights so that the system actually runs. And well, now that this is working, we can connect the iron up, connect everything, and now we have 2 lanes where we just need to throw in a few of these just for me to notice, well, actually this doesn't work since I need all spots. Okay, and now advanced circuits are coming in. Why didn't I just grab a stack of these? I don't know. But oh well. So I did grab 6 twice, in total 12 for 6 stations, connect them up and down, connecting. I couldn't fit in the modules because I hadn't done this, copy paste. And then some energy lines, just for me to notice, well, if I place them one lower, I don't need 2 of those poles, connect them up to the other system, and just throw them into simple chests for now. Later on I will transport them somewhere, but I wanted to start creating that stuff. And yeah, that's what I did. Okay, next up I decided, well, I actually want to have more production than that. So I needed to make sure that I, for once, store enough of that stuff, which means I need to increase the throughput. I am fast metal train, I said, and yes, basically I was. Now I can have up to 3 stacks of that stuff, which is great. I should probably increase it to something like 150 or something, just to make sure that there's a nice buffer for these things whenever possible. And then I decided, well, let's throw in a chest with 3 stacks buffer and remove one of these things, throw in everything I don't need. And then I noticed that something was still odd, so I added 1 more of these lights, and that should finally fix everything. And the unloading speed of iron is still too low, so once again adding a few more of those, at least while the stuff is running. And then I did grab all the science packs that we had. We're basically at the end of the episode. I am going to start researching Automation 3 between episodes. Well, I started it right now, just throw everything in. But yeah, that's it for this episode. See ya next time when we finally manage to automate everything else. Well, that's what I have to see. See ya! and bye-bye.